So you have 2 pandan chocolate cake, 1 cornbread bibingka, 1 ube chocolate chip cookie, 1 chocolate leche flan, pandesal, 1 ube toasted coconut donut, and then 2 ube malasada, and then 1 ube crumb cup.
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
There's a lot of vegan Filipinos in Long Beach, surprisingly. It's not surprising now, I guess, but 10 years ago, if you told me I would meet another vegan Filipino, I wouldn't have believed you. But it's really crazy how many vegan Filipinos are in Long Beach. I work in the kitchen of Teofilo Coffee Company, so it's a Filipino coffee shop. And I reluctantly found them through Yelp, and then I hit them up to do a pop-up here. And I saw that they have a kitchen, and I hit them up about that because I basically had the same situation in Brooklyn, but I was working in a bakery, but I would work there overnight during their off hours. So I was trying to find a situation like that in the meantime while I find a storefront. I work solo. It is just me, lonely me. But it's fun because, I work here, so the guys we talk. I started baking in 2017 professionally. I was working in a couple restaurants in New York, and then about 2 years in baking in those restaurants, I decided to make vegan Filipino baked goods and made that into a pop-up. And then I started doing pop-ups all over Brooklyn and New York, and then I moved to Long Beach.
Someone said we have 2 types.
It's vegan because I've been vegan for a decade now, so I wanted to make food that I grew up eating, and I also met a lot of vegan Filipinos in New York, which I did not expect there would to be. So that just gave me a boost in wanting to actually pursue this full time, just to give the other vegan Filipinos like myself some bit of the nostalgia of their childhood, but also introduce other people to flavors, because the vegan community is a very white-dominated community, so it's just not a lot of people know what ube is, not a lot of people know what langka, turon, and samada is, so it's just opening up other types of pastries to the world. So ube is native to the Philippines. It's a purple yam. It's similar to taro, but it's more sweeter and there's more notes of vanilla in it. Definitely more sweeter and more deeper, richer in color. It's very rich because ube is a very rich flavor. It's very unique. I don't know how to explain it other than that, but it's very flavorful. I wouldn't say exotic because I hate that word, because the pastry world is very croissants, cupcakes. It's a lot of people lean towards French patisseries. But there's so many different cultures that make pastries, so it's just I want people to see that there's more than just croissants.
A lot. I bought 3 boxes worth. I think it was $140. It's worth it. I mean, this doesn't happen. Does it happen often? So might as well make the most out of it while it's here.
I have a solid 50 recipes. A lot of them are, sometimes I'll make it into the ube coffee cake. That's basically ube cake and vanilla cake, but with a hint of coffee in it. So it's just it's just altering a few recipes. So it's not a completely different recipe. So it's between 8 to 10 pastries per pop-up. And then I usually make 200 pieces of each item. Yeah, it's a lot. I die sometimes, but yeah. You won't find it anywhere. There's no vegan Filipino pastries anywhere. There is a pop-up. I believe they started at the beginning of the pandemic, but they're in Seattle. So you could get it at Seattle too. Yeah. Yeah, it has to work. It has to work. I tell myself every time that. And I'm looking for a storefront, so that's my next step. And after that, I'm good. I'm fine. As long as I can open a store, and then more people can try my pastries every day, instead of waiting for a box that's going to get sold out. so they might not get it. So it's just like I feel bad for the people who aren't able to click the buttons on time on my website to get the box, because I wish I could offer it every day. It's just like it's only me, so I can't offer it every day.